Okay. Hi, Kata. How are you? Nice to having you here.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to meet you in person, first of
Yeah.
all, but in this way as well. I'm really pleased to have this contact.
Oh, thank you for these minutes. You're always lovely, and I'm very happy to having you here to I don't know how to say to share with the persons who are looking our social media
Mm-hmm,
who are the board, and you are one of the more important persons in the board for two
mm-hmm,
reasons, because you have many years in the board
mm-hmm,
and because you are the president elect, so
mm-hmm.
the next
Yeah.
president, no? So I want to know what inspired you to explore the field of hypnosis and how this practice transformed your life.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. In my case, this is a very clear and very specific moment. I was in the second year of my university studies when we had a lecture with Eva Bányai, and she absolutely amazed us with very, very, so to say, dry scientific material on hypnosis. But it was so dense and so enthusiastic as she presented it that next day I knocked on her door asking if I could be join somehow to this work, and she said, of course, please sit down. And from that day on, which was 40 years ago, I'm literally doing something in relation with hypnosis. uh, could it be hypnosis research or hypnotherapy or organizational work like the International Society of Hypnosis or the Hungarian one, etc., etc. So it is completely and deeply inspired my life
Yes,
and
and you
changed
have
my life.
40 years working with hypnosis.
Yeah.
So, what is the greatest challenge, an opportunity that you think that the hypnosis have in the future?
Mhm. Hypnosis as, let me say, as a modality or therapeutic modality, I think is very, very unique because it has a scientific background or a scientific part as we are exploring the mechanism behind the technique, so to say. And I think this is one of the main challenges to keep it together and keep the balance between the clinical or applied field of hypnosis and the research. Um, Another thing is that there are other modalities that seem to be more simple or easier to learn, and people tend to prefer those modalities. I don't want to name any of these, but in this race, so to say, hypnosis could be in a challenged position because people would prefer other modalities. So that's why I think it's quite important to teach the application of hypnosis in various levels so that people can um, almost immediately use in certain situations the suggestive techniques or simple hypnosis techniques, and then gradually get to a deeper and deeper knowledge.
Super. I was thinking when you were talking me that you are the ones, one of the ones that love research in hypnosis.
Mhm.
And tell me about the next meeting in 2025 that you are organizing. to do,
Mhm.
to show what is
Yeah.
the research in hypnosis?
Yeah, we call it Hypnosis Research Summit,
Mhm.
2025, October. We are just in the process of fixing the date, and it is supposed to be really focusing on research. And so far, leading researchers from many parts of the globe indicated that they are interested, and it is supposed to be a really high level discussion between researchers around several topics, and of course with the general goal to use all this in therapy or other applications of hypnosis. But it's very, very rare, if ever happens, that that the researchers can share their ideas or simply their results or their research avenues between themselves, and not translate it to a much simpler language for the general professional public to understand. Nevertheless, I really do hope that many people would come and would follow this. We plan to share it on internet as well, so it will be streamed to make it accessible more widely.
For more researchers. It's gonna be
Yeah, or not only researchers, because I really do think that that professionalism means that you not simply do something that works, but you understand why does it work or how does it. And this is a great difference, I think, and that's why I think that it should go hand in hand, the research on the mechanisms and the application. This. What's
Yes.
happening in the brain, what's happening in other physiological levels, what are the models, what if we combine hypnosis with other mind altering substances, etc., etc. These are the fields. We will announce it soon.
Wow. Sounds very good things. So I want to ask you something. Could you share us a experience that you have by hypnosis that transform your course of your way to see the hypnosis
Mhm.
or your career
Uh,
hypnosis?
yes, of course. As I already mentioned, I had my original training close to research, and then I became hypnotherapist according to the, let me say, European standards. Then I moved to Mexico for a special training, and it was in many aspects completely different the way from the way we use it, or I had used that before. And it was really eye-opening for me that these two completely different ways of applications are both working. And it made me really think, what are the common points then that makes it possible. And in my personal practice, I prefer to use the Mexican style, which is called Ericksonian psychotherapy. But I still enjoy and sometimes apply the let me say the classical hypnosis, if you want. So it's not it maybe it's like in the music you have many styles, or like in sports you have different types of sports, and there are some common elements, and the swimmer is different from the basketball player, but both have practice, have control, etc., etc. So I
Yes.
see it something like that.
Okay, so I want to know a little bit more about you. maybe your personal life if you want. Do you have some activities or hobbies that contribute in your personal way to see the life and use of the hypnosis?
It's a difficult question.
Yeah.
I think I really intend to keep myself active in many sense, physically, mentally, and as I'm getting older and older, I open new types of learnings. For instance, learning to dance, which is a brand new era. Or very interesting experience, how different parts or functions of my brain are involved in a dance class, and in this sense, I think it is very similar with hypnosis because it the opens the door to different states of consciousness or very different layers of our personality. So the common element is enriching your life or the way you are living your life, something like that. I would say. And of course, I use many self suggestions in my daily life. If I can give you this example as vice versa, how do I, for instance, just to give you one example, some weeks ago I got some infection and I was very bad shape. I literally could not get out from the bed. But the next day I had a whole day class at the university. So I said to myself, it's impossible that I won't be able to teach next day. So I started to apply these self suggestions to get me in a good form to be able to not simply move out from the bed, but go to Budapest. I'm not living in Budapest, and give the class. And it was working, and I was a little bit even amazed that I could learn from 9 to 7 p.m. So literally the whole day. And afterwards, I was waiting that there will be some, prize for this, but not. I was really okay. With my conscious consideration, I gave myself a little bit more rest afterwards, as it was the weekend. But I simply didn't need any special cure. So this is just one example from many when I think I can use self suggestions with myself and of course with my family members and others. Yeah.
So you are remember me how it's important to teach our clients how to do self-hypnosis
Yeah.
and self-hypnosis like a part of our lives.
Hmm. Yes, I completely agree, and it's a shame that it's not used much more widely. It should be taught in elementary schools. Um, on one hand, detecting and let me say neutralizing the negative suggestions that we receive day in day out, and then use positive ones instead.
Yes,
Yeah.
because the culturizing in all the globe are doing all the time negative suggestions. I don't know why. The humanity turns in the wrong way, and now we are
Yeah.
trying to put it in the right way.
Yeah, and this is the whole point that by definition, suggestion is involuntary thing that we don't necessarily realize that if I say something negatively, that aren't you cold, for instance, I imply something in relation to cold, or when there is a phone call, am I bothering you? Yes, if you ask in this way, you are bothering. Yes, in these very simple everyday examples are the starting point.
So we have to be more smart to observe that
Yeah,
suggestions and change it in that time.
yeah, immediately.
Good
Yeah.
practice. Yes, thank you very much, Kata. Thank you for this little interview. So
Thank
we
you for the.
know more about you and your vision of hypnosis. Thank you, really.
Thank you very much, and hope many people will join us and meet in Budapest, then in Italy, and in between Glasgow. So we have many possibilities in the close future to enrich our experiences. Thank you very much.
Welcome to everybody. Yes. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.